So here we go. I'm starting to think about making some bases. And this is a block of alder that I've had for nearly 30 years, and I finally got around to getting back on it and putting a base together. The neck I did buy, but we'll venture to make some necks as well. But I'm lucky enough to have access to a lot of hardwood. My family has land in Maine that has a lot of wood that could be viable for building bases, and this is basswood here. I could certainly use that, and it's a big bass tree, pair of basswood trees. But we have plenty of maple. It's a maple there, plenty of nice straight maple. None of these trees are huge in diameter, but they're very tall. And that tree there is about 20 inches in diameter, and there's a lot of wood there. A lot of base necks. This is an ash tree. It's about another 20, 21 inches in diameter at the base and about 50 feet of trunk. So I mean, there's before you hit a branch. So this is clear wood. I'm really lucky to have access to it. The trick is it's in the woods, so we need to get it out of the woods. And we've been developing techniques for doing that because prior to this, you could really only select trees that are near the road. And now we have the ability, we can pull them a couple hundred yards through the woods. I'm not going to get into too much on how we're making the equipment. I actually have another YouTube channel that kind of covers the redneck aspect of what we're doing. But we are developing techniques for getting these logs out of the woods in our little micro logging venture here. Getting them into the truck is probably the hardest part. Still got some modifications to do. Someday I'll be a real redneck and get a bigger truck, but this will do it for now. We got to bring these logs about 300 miles home, and then the real fun begins. Got this bandsaw mill, which I bought because of my availability to get these trees. My thinking is now I don't need to have super wide trees for building guitar blanks, as it were, because they're going to be laminated together. Probably better off that they are. So we can take plenty of this ash and mill it up and dry it and selectively cut up and glue blocks together. And anything we don't use, we're not buying it, so we can be picky. Will burn because we heat the house with wood. So it's really, I think, an opportunity for us to make good use of this ash. Again, we also have very nice maple, beech, birch, yellow birch, various other hardwoods too, but those are the ones that we're thinking about using. So this is all ash here. We also could do other things too. This is a piece of maple that I cut because it was a really stressed tree, had a big bend in it. And figured, well, maybe we can find some figure in the grain. Mostly we found rot in the grain, or I guess the proper, we can call it whatever you want, but it does have figure in it, but I don't think I'm going to pursue this that much. I'm going to go after the nice straight trees for now, and at some point I'm sure we're going to stumble across figure here and there, but mostly there's garbage in there, so that was a waste of time dragging that tree out of the woods. Another thing we can do is we could cut things down for, if we did find figure that we did like, we could certainly make veneers for the tops. We could possibly make fingerboards too. They're not I'm kind of a dark rosewood, ebony fingerboard guy. Plenty of maple up there, so I suppose I'll start making maple fingerboards. But maybe that cedar will work. It is harder than western cedar. That was eastern juniper there. So the bad news is we have to store this for 2 years. It takes about a year per inch of wood to air dry it. So we got a little time before we're going to start producing the bodies, the blanks for basses and guitars. But I'll give some time to perfect our methods. Stay tuned.